Welcome back, friends. In today's episode, we make our way back to mainland Norway aboard our luxury cruise ship, bidding farewell to the captivating archipelago of Svalbard. With some very unexpected weather changes along the way, our journey ahead is full of surprises. We embark on 3 different hikes. We also have the pleasure of chatting with some of the amazing crew members on board, including the captain himself. And we get an exclusive sneak peek at the bridge. We'll be checking out 3 different cabins available on board, one of which is the fanciest, most expensive cabin. Plus, we finally get to try the highly anticipated brown cheese cocktail. I also embark on a cooking course with the head chef. Phew, there's a lot of fun things to pack into one episode. If you missed our previous episodes, be sure to check them out. With that said, it would be an excellent idea if you give us a thumbs up, because then it makes us very happy, and we also know that you like this video, which also makes us happy. And subscribe if you're not already. Alright, let's go.
We've just had an announcement. We should be expecting some pretty big waves and a lot of movement in the ship this evening.
Woohoo!
They also said if you have any heavy items or any
things that can fall, put them on the ground.
It's pretty scary. This far, I've felt the movement of the ship at nighttime is quite nice because it makes you kind of rock to sleep, but that's a little bit nerve-wracking.
I'm excited.
Apparently we're going to hit some calmer seas closer to the mainland at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow, and it's now about 10 o'clock at night. I'm hoping I just fall asleep.
Not if it's going to be like this. What if it is like that? And then all of a sudden you wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like...
Well, things changed slightly. We had a set itinerary for our last week aboard the MS Trollfjord, but during our day at sea from Svalbard back to the mainland of Norway, we had some interesting weather. I don't think I've ever felt seasick on a cruise ship until yesterday.
Yeah, you were pretty bad.
I did actually overhear the bartender saying to someone that we had 10-meter swells last night. I literally didn't get out of the bed the entire day. We just laid in bed because honestly, laying in bed, not walking around the ship is what made me feel great. I felt great as long as I laid in bed watching movies.
Also, because we're on level 4 out of 9. As soon as we walked up, you were like, whoa.
So, great tip. If you're new at cruising, maybe opt for a slightly lower cabin, I would
Seems
say.
to work for you.
There's quite a lot of storms going on right now in Europe, and I guess some of those have made their way through Norway. We've had to reroute a little bit. Today we've got the same scheduled stop. We are going to Norway's second largest island. It's called Senja. We just stopped at a different port.
Instead of Torsken, we will dock on the other side in Finnsnes.
Senja is basically a hidden gem in Norway, with places like Hurtigruten becoming really popular. A lot of Norwegians are opting out of going there for their own holidays, and we've heard that Senja is sort of the new up-and-coming place that Norwegians are preferring to have holiday homes and going on their breaks. We've heard that it's also like the Caribbean of Norway.
They called it Norway in a nutshell, a mini Norway in Norway.
Now that our kayaking tour has been cancelled tomorrow, we last minute looked at maybe some kind of a cool hike we can do. We've managed to find a really awesome looking hike. There are a lot of hikes in the area. I think it's easy to find a good hike at any port in Norway. We've found one that's about 3 hours and we're going to try and run it. And Ludvig has said he's going to run it with me, which is flippin' awesome. Thank you, darling.
Light jog. So let's make like a baby.
'Cause
and head out.
Yes, this place is known for its sandy beaches and turquoise water, big mountains and pine forests, but what I found even more interesting is that Senja is home to a very expensive golden toilet called Gullstassen, which cost a whopping 3.75 million Norwegian crowns when it was purchased. Oh, and fun fact, this is where our captain is from. Not the toilet, but Senja, as we find out later on.
This is a pretty steep hike, so I think we're gonna have to walk some bits and run some bits. But the weather couldn't be more beautiful here. Woo. Nothing like a good old run in the Norwegian countryside. They have some mighty big ant piles here. Just look at that thing. This is where the actual elevation gain begins. You can't probably see it in the camera, but it is very steep. We have been eating so much good food on the cruise. Like we literally just had cheesecake for lunch.
I regret that now.
Wow, the views up here are magnificent. Oh my goodness. This is not a bad view from a cabin. Wow. What a cozy space. So this ahead of us is Senja. Our ship is all the way over there, and that's the bridge that everyone on the excursions has gone across over to Senja. We were here at 4:20 on the 17th of September. This is something we've been looking forward to on the cruise, and for some reason we haven't done it until now, and that is to try the famous brown cheese cocktail. I'm super excited. If you haven't heard of brown cheese, basically it's a super famous cheese here in Norway, and it's not what you would think. I remember when we first tried it, I was very, very confused. It's a cheese, and it's brown. But it doesn't taste like any cheese that you would imagine. It tastes like a sweet caramel dessert. It kind of confuses me because I'm not sure, like, is it meant to be a savory thing or is it meant to be dessert? But so far, we have had it in sort of a sweet situation. Like the other night in Flora, we had the most incredible brown cheese creme brulee. It was so good that we ordered 2 each. Here at the bar, they do have a brown cheese cocktail. And how would you even say the name of this? Gudbrandsdalen. Anyway, the ingredients of this cocktail is brown cheese, vodka, coffee liqueur, cream, and vanilla. Our bartender said it's like a homemade concoction, and they have it already pre-made in this big bottle. All they do is shake it up with some ice, pour it in our glass, and to my surprise, placed on top is the most intricate little flour waffle topped with homemade cloudberry jam. And cloudberry is a whole other story. It's another massive deal over here in Norway. It's at all of our breakfasts. It's on so many different dishes in different ways. If you're looking for some iconic foods to taste in Norway yourself, brown cheese and cloudberry is your go-to. I almost feel bad for drinking this and breaking his piece of artwork right here, but he did that so precisely, and this little thing is the cutest thing. What I really love about the bartenders here as well is they really love their job. You can tell that they have a major passion for making cocktails. It's really, really fun to just stand at the bar and watch them do their craft. Oh. It's so thin and so delicate. Now for the drink. Ooh, that has a kick to it, but it's very good. I'm not sure if Ludvig's going to like this.
Yum. Yeah, not bad. I quite like that one. Does, like you say, it tastes a lot like, it's got a lot of coffee liqueur taste in it, but it works with the brown cheese and the cream. It's 7 out of 10 waffles.
We, if you saw our first episode, had the pleasure of visiting Lofoten. We had another scheduled stop in Lofoten in a slightly different part of the area for our way back, and this was where we were gonna have an awesome kayaking adventure, which would have been just the most scenic day, but unfortunately this stop has been taken out.
Today, instead of heading to the original ports of Stokmarknes and Svalbard in Lofoten, we found ourselves in Hurtigruten. If we had taken the original route, however, we would have passed through the impressive Trollfjord, the fjord that our ship is actually named after. Trollfjord is known for its dramatic cliffs and super narrow passage, making it a spectacular and must-see sight in Lofoten. So much thanks to Hurtigruten for these amazing drone videos. I hope you've been enjoying them. Do you know what? I'm really enjoying sitting back and looking at this incredible footage. Aren't you? Wow. Just look at this. So after a quick Google search of the best things to do here, we were pretty excited. We may not have been able to go kayaking in Lofoten with the dramatic scenery and cliffs and the water, kayaking, but we can go to a mini Norwegian village here in Hurtigruten.
Hostad is a place called Fjords City, known as Miniature City. It lies just 12 kilometers from the city centre, and the attraction has apparently been around for almost 8 years. It's open 24/7 as well, so we're just assuming it's free and you just arrive and look around. The city consists of around 100 small buildings, varying between shops, churches, musical stages, and even Olympic stadiums. Oh my gosh, Ludvig, this sounds so cool.
I've seen there's a miniature ski jump.
This is cool. Most of the city is built with recycled material. I feel like all of my tiny dreams are coming true. If you are also obsessed with little tiny, teeny miniature versions of things, let me know in the comments.
After a quick 20-minute drive from the port in Horstad, we arrived at Fjords City. We had bundles of excitement brewing in the taxi ride there, but to our surprise, this place was almost entirely empty.
So we've come to the mini city and it's pretty mini.
It was quite hilarious considering how much we had hyped up the stop. We even dragged a couple of new buddies from Australia along, expecting it to blow their minds. Turns out that Fjords City, Norway is only fully stocked with its charming miniatures during peak summer months, even though it is advertised as a year-round destination. So, if you're planning a visit, make sure to come in the summer to truly experience it in its full glory. Otherwise, you might find yourself wandering through an unexpectedly quiet city.
This was number one thing to do here on TripAdvisor. So I don't want to go see the second best thing to do here then.
So after going to the very thrilling miniature city, we have now come to a hike that our lovely new friends from Australia have told us about. This one is apparently a nice little an hour and a half. Nice and easy, and promising amazing views. I have to admit, it was a really great choice coming here in autumn because the views, the trees, the colours are absolutely spectacular. Let's just quickly introduce you to our buddies. This here is Bronte.
Hey. Hi.
This here is Tim.
Hello.
And they're really great. They're from Sydney. And how are you guys enjoying your trip so far?
It could be better.
Yourself, Bronte?
Yeah, it's totally boring.
Oh, and by the way, are you really glad we took you to the miniature city?
The miniature city really lived up to its name.
Yeah?
It was a mini city.
As much as we love booking I can't even talk, my face is so cold. As much as we love booking excursions and having tours, it's also really cool to save a couple of ports to do your own thing, because how awesome is this? On our own timeline, just casually doing a hike that leads us to views like this. Absolutely incredible. If you are going to come hiking in Norway and around that September time, bring a lot of layers. Like, I'm wishing I brought some gloves right now. Voiceover Chloe will tell you what this hike is called now. Why, yes, it's called Mount Kaipen North, if I said that correctly. Thank you. Oh, wow, that's a big drop. Ludvig is literally pissing me off now. He's trying to be funny, but he's... Yeah, good, because I told you off. Tim. That was 150 million% worth it. Yes. Very exciting. There are a lot of sheep on this hike and they seem pretty tame. They're letting us go pretty close. I mean, we do have a lot of these in New Zealand, so pretty used to them. But it's still very, very cool to see some sheep. I love how they all have little bells on them in Norway. And oh, there's my husband over there in the distance. Wonder what he's up to.
That about wraps up our time here in Harstad. Wind's picking up a little bit. We're about to head back to the ship. We are tonight expecting quite a rough seas. They've warned us. So I'm excited for that. Chloe might not be. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Next, we sailed through the famous Saltstraumen, home to one of the strongest tidal currents in the whole world. This incredible natural phenomenon features currents that can reach speeds of up to 20 knots. And what I found crazy is that in 1928, a ship got caught in these powerful currents and tragically collided with another vessel, sinking to the bottom, where it now rests at a depth of 36 meters. Holy moly.
Ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. Captain from the bridge. We do expect a significant wave from 3.5 to 4 meters on the way over the fjord before we are back inshore. So I kindly ask you all to be careful when you are moving around the ship.
Well, that's something you don't see at the gym every day. Wow, that looks like a pretty cool place to go glamping. Very cool. Oh no. The thing is, the treadmill keeps stopping on here because I'm way too distracted by the view out my window. It keeps stopping. At least I'm getting a workout. That is the key.
To prepare for more big waves this evening, I purchased some sea bands from the boutique.
Oh, cute. So they look like little exercise mini sweatbands. We have 3 nights left on the cruise, so we absolutely wanted to squeeze in just one more evening at Rost. Last time I opted for the pescatarian menu, and it was delicious. But I was a little bit jealous of Ludvig's really yummy plant-based foods, like that celery Wellington, and another time at lunch when he had that delicious grilled cauliflower. Oh my gosh. The fish on board, the seafood on board is out of this world as well. But tonight I'm craving plant-based, so we're both going for the 5-course vegetarian dinner paired with wines and champagnes and even cider, if it's anything like last episode, if you saw that one. I thought I'd just let you know that for the last half an hour, the waves have picked up tremendously. It's definitely feeling like they're getting to that 4-meter swell, like the captain said before. But so far, these little bands are working really, really well. We are, having said that, on the 4th deck. Rost is up on the 8th deck. We shall see if these help me truly as we go up higher, but I'll let you know. I just realized that I have bare legs for once in my life, and Ludvig does not. Roles reverse.
For dinner this evening at Rost, we began with a warm brioche bread. At first sight, I thought this green stuff was pea puree or avocado, but it turned out to be a fresh cheese with herbs. It was absolutely heavenly. Hurtigruten really knows their bread. The next course featured an artichoke crisp. Now, I can't remember all of the details, but I do remember how delicious this was. We then enjoyed broccolini with broccolini puree, grilled asparagus, onion, and a butter sauce. The best part was watching the chef prepare it right before us in the open kitchen. And I swear this has got to be the best tasting plate of vegetables I have had in my entire life. And it could or could not have something to do with all the butter. Choosing a favorite is very tough because absolutely everything was amazing, but I can't resist cheese. We had a Norwegian soft cheese that looked a bit like camembert, served with warm seeds. It was the perfect pairing, and I did not want this meal to end. And after many wines, I had lost track of the details, but dessert was a chocolate cake of sorts with raspberries, raspberry mousse, and something crumbly there as well. It was the perfect end to an unforgettable meal. Oh, and the sea bands worked an absolute treat. After last night, we have noticed there are a lot more sick bags discreetly placed around the ship. They are everywhere, guys. Everywhere. We have more sick bags. And just a few more. And some more. And more. Hey, and welcome into a day. I have no idea. I've absolutely lost count of the days on this ship. The days are all merging into one, and we're just enjoying ourselves so much that we don't want it to end. And unfortunately, that is true. It's coming to an end very soon. Today, we are in Brønnøysund, only for quite a short port stop. We're actually meant to get here around 8ish, but because of our super rocky weather last night, there was a little bit of a delay. There was strong headwinds, says Ludvig. It is not the nicest weather today. It's cold, it's windy, but it's not raining, and that is key because what most guests are doing today is the Torghatten hike. It's a massive, giant hole in the middle of a rock. Apparently, the hole is big enough that this whole ship would fit through it. Crazy landscapes here in Norway. I remember when we came here a good handful of years ago now, we walked on Bolton, that massive rock wedged between two rocks. Well, I mean, I say we, but Ludvig did, not me. And here it is, literally a rock wedged between two cliffs.
How many meters up?
984 meters to be exact. So that's where most people have gone today. Unfortunately, the excursion to hike into that hole was completely sold out. Luckily, as we leave the port today, I do believe we're going to be sailing past Torghatten, so we get to see it. And basically, we're not going to do anything today because in less than an hour, we have a very exciting interview. And that is with the captain in the bridge. We got invited to the bridge. How cool is that? I'm so excited. I've never been to a bridge of a ship. Nah, I've never had. I was just processing if that's happened before, and it honestly hasn't. So, but anyway, yeah, this is Brodingsund. Population 5,000. And that is about the only fact I know. Oh, and you can walk across a bridge over there, and apparently they have some of the world's best soft serve ice cream in town. Very excited to introduce you to Gustav.
Hello, guys.
From the front desk team. So we've been here basically every single day with questions galore, and he always has the answers to them every day. We're wondering, what's the weirdest request?
It can be a lot of things, doing crazy dirty laundry and, getting them to be able to call to some relative in some crazy country, that they can't reach. But the strangest thing, actually, the strangest thing was a lady, and she had some kind of it was a teddy bear. Yeah, she came with a teddy bear and she wanted us to take care of the teddy bear, to make a little bed for him. I don't know, but that was a bit strange, but very cute.
Oh, very cute.
Yeah,
oh
so
my gosh.
of course
You made the bed for the bear?
Yes, of course.
Maybe next time we need to bring a soft toy with us, Ludvig. So we noticed, including yourself, all the staff are like insanely friendly.
Aww.
Like, what do you think the reason behind Hurtigruten's staff being just so awesome and friendly and happy all the time?
Oh wow, I think it comes down to structure and culture within the company for sure. It's the family feeling, and also I think it has a lot to do with how we work. That you're on board for half a year in a different setting, which makes you see your colleagues more than your family.
Yeah, we definitely feel that family vibe.
Yeah.
Because the staff get along so well, like we all feel happy as well. Exactly.
That's fantastic, and that's what we want you to feel. Like when you get on board, you should be a part of the family for the 2 weeks you're on board.
Yeah. Oh, what's your favorite meal on board?
Oh, my favorite meal. I love Aaron. To just go there, have a burger or a reindeer or something like that. That's just amazing.
We're a little bit obsessed with the burgers there. We've had a burger like every second day.
Oh Lord.
We're trying to switch it up, but it's too good.
I love it.
Among all of the Hurtigruten stops, what would you say is your favorite port?
Oh my God, I have to say Tromsø.
Oh,
I love Tromsø. It has something for everyone. Different types of excursions depending on the season that's really tailor-made for our guests. Dog sledding in the winter and all of these amazing trips in the summer where you can go to the top of the Tromsø, top of the mountain there, and also it's the Paris of the North, right? So it has a very rich culture and architecture and all of this.
Thank you for your time.
Of
We're going to go
course.
and talk to the captain now on the bridge.
Very exciting.
Thanks to Gustav, he organised that for us. All requests, he takes care of them.
All requests, we are personal concierge.
Yes, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited right now because we are standing here with the captain of MS Trollfjord. This is Ingar, and we are so excited to talk with him, and I've never stood in a bridge before, and we're standing in a bridge. Very, very cool. What is the best thing about being the captain of this ship?
The best part for being a captain here is, first of all, that we are employed in Hurtigruten, which is a brand that we are very proud of here in Norway. We are sailing nice ships in conditions like this on the coast of Norway. It's really interesting for a navigator, and it's really interesting working on a passenger vessel where we are in touch with a lot of guests every day. That is the very best part.
We were out doing a hike the other day. I was walking up the stairs absolutely dying, and we just see Captain casually going for a run and not even breaking a sweat. Is that something you like to do? Like get out, get fresh air as much as possible when we are at these port stops?
We try when we have time and there is a possibility to go offshore, we do that. It's not every port it's possible, but of course when the weather is good, then you might take an hour during the schedule to get shoreside and get some fresh air. And it's not every day, but as often as possible, it's good.
Our first week here, we had the most beautiful sea. It was so calm and so lovely. But then the second week, we've been introduced to a few waves. Have you experienced on this ship worse sea conditions, or do you have any horror stories about that? And how do you as a captain, keep the crew and the passengers calm?
Yeah, we have experienced much more weather than we have had on this cruise. Ooh. You've been quite lucky.
Really? Oh my gosh.
To keep them calm, that again is all about communication. We try to go out on the public speaker and inform them what we expect of conditions, how it will be, how many hours it takes before we are back inshore again. I think it's more to the communication out that they know what's going on and that we are coming in from the bridge, just to tell them that this is quite normal conditions.
Yeah.
Don't need to be worried, but they can be careful when they are moving around the ship.
All right, my last question for you, and it might be a tough one, but what is your favorite port stop amongst all of the Hurtigruten stops?
I'm from the northern part of Norway, and in this signature route here we have a stop in Senja, and that is where I live, and that's probably my favorite part of the coast. There's many nice small stops, and we have many nice stops in bigger cities. So you get it all.
You really do. Yeah, we've been fighting over which is the nicest stop, and I keep saying, no, this is the nicest one. Oh, hang on, no, I scratch that. This is the nicest one. We can't decide. Everything is just breathtaking.
It's like Brønnøysund here. When it's really nice weather, we have an extremely nice passage out from here when we are passing the bridge over there. And
cool.
If you are out on deck, then you really feel that you are close to the shore.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time. It was amazing to meet you and chat with you. I've never had a conversation with a captain before, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. My pleasure as well, so it's nice to have you on board.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yay.
We did indeed get to sail past Torghatten. It was quite amusing. From the ship, the hole in the mountain looked so small, but other guests who took the excursion said it was actually a massive gap. They assured us it was well worth the visit, so if you're up for an adventure, it's definitely something to consider. I have no idea what to expect, but now it's time for the Norwegian food course. Post-captain interview, it was time to start my culinary adventure. I headed over to Røst and was immediately poured a glass of Havets Boble, a champagne aged deep in the Norwegian Sea. These bottles emerge with a unique character, still a bit murky from their time underwater. We learned that this champagne had actually been placed in the ocean for 6 months, a process that enhances its flavour by mimicking the gentle rocking of waves and the consistent cold temperatures, creating a distinct and rich taste. Interestingly, the process of aging wine underwater was discovered by accident. In 2010, a sunken treasure of 168 bottles of champagne was found in a 170-year-old shipwreck in the Baltic Sea. A panel of wine experts sampled the champagne, and after allowing it to breathe with some much-needed oxygen, they agreed that the wine tasted fresh, vibrant, and complex. Since then, innovative winemakers around the world have been inspired to age their wines in seas and lakes. And it just so happens that Havets Boble is the first to be aged in the Norwegian Sea. Really, really cool. Today we were joined by the head chef who demonstrated how he prepares Arctic char, sourced from Tromsø. This dish features a Norwegian butter sauce which, despite its simplicity, is incredibly flavorful. The sauce is made with generous amounts of butter, cream, lemon, salt, and finished with an alpine leek oil. We also learned how to prepare langoustine, topped with a fragrant herb mixture. Although I couldn't catch every detail, what stood out to me was their commitment to sustainability. They like to use every part of the seafood, including making stock from leftovers. Throughout our course, we discovered that all of the food on board is exceptionally fresh. Seafood is kept on ice, and they restock fresh items at various ports instead of loading up all at once, ensuring the highest quality ingredients in every meal. As promised, here are 3 different types of rooms we explored during our voyage. First up, we have the most affordable option, which is the Polar Inside Cabin. These cozy interior rooms are located on the lower, middle, and upper decks, and they're perfect for budget-conscious travelers. Despite being the smallest and most economical option, they also offer all of the essentials: private bathroom and plenty of storage. It's a great choice if you plan on spending most of the time enjoying the ship's amenities and the shore excursions. Next, we got to take a look at the mini suite, which is located on the middle and upper decks. These comfortable suites feature a queen-size bed, and most of them come with a sofa, providing a nice seating area as well. The mini suites are well equipped with a TV, kettle, tea and coffee facilities, internet access, and a minibar. These suites offer more space and amenities, making them a fantastic option for those seeking a little bit more comfort and convenience during their stay. And just when we thought the mini suite was fancy, wait till you see what's next. Last but certainly not least, we got to tour the luxurious owner's suite on the upper deck, which is part of the expedition suite category. These exclusive suites boast 2 separate rooms and a spacious seating area. Along with all of the amenities of the mini suite, but it also comes with a huge private balcony. This is the fanciest room of all, and we were absolutely blown away by just how huge it was. If we could afford it, we would absolutely love to book this room one day, perhaps when we hit 1 million subscribers. Hehe. This seems to cost around this much per person. While we're on the topic of costs, I should mention that our voyage cost us $11,000 US. And although this number may sound big, and it is far more than other cruises we've been on before, it truly is a whole different level of luxury and intimacy. You have fewer guests and far more crew to take care of you, making the experience very personalized. It felt like the fanciest trip we've ever taken. We also loved that Hurtigruten includes what many other cruise lines charge extra for, such as free Wi-Fi, laundry, majority of drinks and food, which again are on a whole other level, not even comparable to any other cruise we've experienced, and of course the absolutely exceptional service. If we've convinced you to jump on the Svalbard line or any other Hurtigruten voyage yourself, we are super excited to be a part of the Hurtigruten affiliate program. You can book your incredible journey using our link below in the description, and by booking through our link, we'll earn a small commission, which really helps support our channel and allows us to continue bringing you amazing travel content. And also, maybe I'll use a few dollars to buy a soy latte. Yes, I'm gonna really miss these coffee views with these expansive windows and just all of these big, huge hills, mountains, fjords, glaciers. Whilst we're here enjoying our morning coffee and the crazy views, let me tell you about this fascinating wall behind us. It delves into the rich history of Hurtigruten, often referred to as the Coastal Express. Founded in 1893 by Captain Richard With, Hurtigruten has faithfully served the Norwegian coast for over 130 years, improving communication and delivering mail, goods and passengers to remote communities. Remarkably, you can still take the original Coastal Express voyage today. We would love to try it one day. This voyage stops at a whopping 34 coastal communities along the trip. In addition to this original route, Hurtigruten now offers luxury signature cruises like the one we're on now, which is more of a blend of luxury, personalized service, and of course, breathtaking scenery, all at a slower pace. Today we had 2 port stops in one day. First up, we visited Ålesund for a few hours in the morning. Ålesund is known for its Art Nouveau architecture, a result of the town being rebuilt after a devastating fire in 1904. We were only here for a few hours, but we did get some time to stroll through the picturesque streets and grab a coffee. We found out that Ålesund is spread across several islands, connected by bridges and tunnels, making it a unique cityscape. Next, we made our way to Hurtigruten Fjord. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to say this one, but here it is, which cuts through the peaks of the Sunnmøre Alps, which rise up to 1,700 meters high. This magnificent fjord is a hidden gem and a secret from most other ships. Here we booked an excursion named Hike Through Urke Valley. This truly beautiful 4 to 5 kilometer hike starts with a ferry crossing from our ship to the other side of the fjord. From here, we walked around 2 kilometers from the fjord to the village of Urke, before entering the Urke Valley. During our hike, we learned some fascinating facts about Urke. Only 38 people live here year-round. The local power station is quite impressive, generating enough power for 1,800 houses, and it sells the overflow because they have much more water than they need. There are only 7 children living here, and 5 of them take the ferry across to a bigger town for preschool, where there are only 93 kids. And the local shop here is very important to the community, since the nearest other shop requires quite a long ferry ride. Oh my gosh. What? This hike was being greeted with these gorgeous little Norwegian cabins with the classic grass roofs, which we actually found out you can book as an Airbnb.
Can we book this Airbnb and come back here one day?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
we can.
We also learned that these tiny cabins here are new ones from 1907, built after the original ones were wiped out by an avalanche in 1906. Post-hike, we finished at the Urke Port House for a light meal that included a snack that we had been meaning to try this whole voyage, the famous brown cheese waffle. And another classic we discovered is the waffle with jam and sour cream. Ludvig was a little skeptical about the sour cream one, but we both really loved the brown cheese option. That evening, we enjoyed our very final dinner at Flora, a special farewell meal where instead of choosing our own 3 courses, all guests were served the same delicious dishes. We, however, opted for the veggie options on some of them. We began with a beetroot and salmon tartare, followed by a warm pea soup. For our main, we had the most delectable nut Wellington with mashed potatoes, and for dessert, a delightful sponge cake topped with cloudberries. And we also got the cheese platter because why not? It was the perfect meal to cap off this incredible cruise, made even more memorable by our amazing server Kirill, who had been looking after us almost every night. After dinner, we were welcomed into the 1893 bar, where champagne was served and we had an official farewell from the captain and the team. It was a bittersweet moment that almost brought us to tears, as we truly did not want to leave. Cheers! Skål! Skål! This trip has been unforgettable. Very excited about this interview because this here is Klaas and he is our incredible restaurant manager here at Rost, which we're obsessed with, and we're very sad that we have to go home and eat our own food that we've made. We just want to eat at Rost forever. Klaas has been an incredible addition to our trip. Like, you're so friendly, you're just like a social butterfly, you know everyone's preferences, everybody's names. And yeah, we just find you have been a real highlight of our cruise, and we've really enjoyed getting to know you. Can you share any behind the scenes of the preparation and planning that goes into the fine dining restaurant here aboard the MS Trollfjord?
I mean, all the menus are really not set, but they're planned for the whole journey before, so we use the same kind of menus really. They have planned for 14 days that we're going to use those menus, but it's also changing because of the season. I mean, we don't use now in the autumn time or the chanterelles, but of course it's changing. And now in 2 days we're going to start with the moose hunting, so then we're going into meat for the moose as well. So we have an idea of what we're going to serve, and then it's changing a bit with the garnish and everything around the year, of course.
Yeah.
And it's also depending what we get from local harbors, because we work with local suppliers along the way.
Well, what are some of the most popular meals among the guests that you've had in general?
I think the most popular, I think there's reindeer that people want to try because they can't try it maybe somewhere else. And of course, I mean, Norway has amazing things from the sea, from the ocean, with the fish. The shellfish in Norway are the best in the whole world, I think, because it's so cold in water as well. So, but I think reindeer, and of course with the king crab and all the shellfish and fish from the ocean, the local area.
Favorite port that Hurtigruten stops?
Lofoten has a special place in my heart because I don't know what it is. It's something with the nature, with the scenery there. It's so divided. It's everything from mountains to the green trees to the turquoise water.
I remember when we first got to Lofoten in Reine, and it was just my jaw dropped. Unlike anything you've ever seen, those mountains are gigantic.
It's breathtaking, really.
Yes, it is. What is your favorite meal on board?
Oh, my favorite meal on board. I love the shellfish. I love the fish we're getting here. It's so well prepared with the kitchen. I mean, they do it on the second. That, you know what I mean? If you do it 1 second more, it's going to be dry. But it's so well
So
prepared.
very precise. with the
Exactly,
cooking,
well
yeah.
precise. So all the fish we get here, especially the turbot in here, is fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for having a
Thank you
chat.
so much
We're
for the
so
kind
excited.
words.
Yeah.
And pleasure having you on board here.
Yeah, thank you. We're so sad to leave.
Yeah, we'll definitely be
Hey,
back, that's
Yeah.
Go back to cook for yourself. Oh no.
no.
It's the last day. This is the day that we leave the MS Trollfjord. And I have literally felt like on the verge of breaking into tears like the whole morning. It's been so incredibly hard to say goodbye to all the crew. It's quite hard to put into words how exceptional the crew are on board. They're by far the best we've ever experienced. They become your family, your friends. Watch this space. Looks like Hurtigruten might be a reoccurring theme on this channel. Let us know below if you'd like us to try some more Hurtigruten routes, because there are some incredible different itineraries on their website. It's quite impossible to choose, to be honest. This is going to go down in the books as our best trip ever. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just making this one up. It's true. This is our best trip ever. Hands down.
This is, without doubt, hands down, best trip I've ever been on. It's not even comparable. If you've ever thought about going on a trip like this is your sign right here. Do it.
No. Don't want this to come. We don't want to leave.